Okay, well, I think this is going to be the last regular update for writing a book in how many days? I think I will update. I'm thinking like I will do a. Are you kidding me? All right. I think I'll probably do a update more on a weekly basis after this. Um, like my hope is tomorrow to do a. Oh, actually, I forgot about that. Tomorrow, I want to do a movie. I guess afternoon. I was going to say a movie night where I'm going to uh, watch a movie live. It's sort of a reaction to watching a movie. I won't be playing the movie in the down below, but I will sync it up. I'll give a sync point for people to watch along with me if they want to watch it. Um, but I think that's the way I want to do it. But tomorrow night, I think what I'm aiming to do is start the second week of the New Year's daily update project, I guess, the live project, um, which I am hoping to be an animation, like learning to and taking from concept to finished animation posted to, I guess, YouTube at this point, um, by the end of the week. So 1 week from tomorrow, I hope to be posting or at least close to it. And if I don't get that done, that'll go into the queue for the week, updating like I do with the book writing, the nonfiction book writing. So it'd be hopefully by the end of the month, um, there will be something done for the book writing, the animation, a board game, and a product or service that's available for sale. Um, and then next month would be uh, taste test based um, live stream stuff. Um, then art or music. I think in this case it's probably going to be visual arts, and then a video game uh, for a week, and then I'm not sure what I'm doing for the week after that, but that's usually the seven categories of the seven categories that I usually do. So that's book, movie, board game, product or service, taste test, um, art or music, and um, video game. So that's sort of where I'm going with this. Part of the reason why I wanted to do it in a week. Um, but I mean, the other part of that is like I'm already getting to the point where there's less to talk about in the writing of this book. I've already kind of covered the brainstorming episode where I came up with the idea, talked my way through solving some of the problems I had with the structure of the idea, where I delineated, you know, do I want to do a visual arts, the structure of each entry, how many per book, coming to the realization that 2 books is probably a better choice. Um, and now it's really just down to the stuff that, like, nobody wants to watch me type for 2 hours. That's that would be excruciating for both of us. It's not the kind of thing I'm looking for. I'm not sure that's what anybody else is looking for. If you're interested in watching me type for 2 hours, let me know. We'll set up some kind of live stream, I guess. I don't know. Um, but coming to the realization of how best to structure this for the goals that I set myself on this, and for the best outcome in the book. And now it comes into the just kind of the nitty gritty of like revising what I've written, getting beta readers and editors to check it out after I run it through a spell check and a grammar check, and then creating the artwork for it. And I mean, that's the artwork could be kind of fun to do. I'm I'm still going back and forth about whether or not I want to draw, or like I found an example of what I was talking about with the paper cutouts. There's a book I have. I got it at a like a flea market or a yard sale or something years ago. But it's called The Secret Knowledge of Grown-ups, top secret book, and it's a bunch of stuff like uh, the one on top is Kid's Guide to Secret Knowledge of Grown-ups, top secret. Grown-ups rule number 31: eat your vegetables. The official reason is they're good for you. The truth, you don't eat your vegetables because they're good for you. You eat the vegetables to keep them under control. And it shows that way back in the prehistoric times, millions of years ago, vegetables ruled the earth. And basically, they're carnivorous, monstrous vegetables. And the artwork, I kind of like the peas, and I guess it's a beet. I have no idea what that is, but I like the peas, and they're the little humans, and there's celery and broccoli, and I think there's an angry looking carrot with an underbite. Yeah, the underbite tusk fangs that I was talking about, potentially doing something like that on them. Is there a cabbage or something in there too? No. Yeah, right between the carrot and the celery. But the artwork on these is a wee bit more detailed than I really want to get, but it gives the basic gist of it. If you did something like these crossed with um, I guess sort of like South Park. I've not watched a lot of that show. It's not really for me, but um, the the simplistic geometric shapes of like the circles and rectangles of those characters and like their hands. You don't bother with all the fingers, and you don't. If you do a circle for a hand, it doesn't matter if it's this way or this way. You don't have to change the art for every part of that rotation of the hand depending on how they're holding things, or you just do a circle over whatever they're doing. And so like simplified art forms, simplified shapes with facial expressions or facial features like the monsters in here. And then just some simple modifications using different shapes. It would be an interesting art style for the book, and it would be kind of unique because it's not like that. It's not quite like South Park, and it's not like the illustrations in Pokemon guidebooks. They would be distinctively different, and so I'm kind of curious to use that style. And I think the hardest part is going to be like with that, I can cut out the shapes with paper, and I only need a set of like one 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 set of each of the body shapes, one set of each of the head shapes, necks, arms, legs, tails, wings, horns, and then eyes, mouths, and as I get further into it, the question of um, clothing and tools And I can also sort of build a simple, um, what do we call those? They weren't like, I guess it's kind of a collage. I was going to say like a diorama for the landscape or the image behind them. Uh, the the horizon, the ground, maybe some shrubbery or something like you're catching them in the wild, or something like that. And that makes the artwork possible to do with a limited number of materials, and to simplify the process of just arranging the pieces, taking a picture or a scan. I don't know if I'll do a scan. I may just take a picture, and edit the pictures in Photoshop. Um, and then, add those after I've done the editing process for the um, for the second and third week worth of work, and then the fourth week for the month will be publishing, getting it out onto book format by the end of the month. So that's sort of where I kind of feel like I'm at this point in this book, where like constructing the artwork might be kind of fun to watch, but it's not going to be a huge percentage of what happens now. And so it doesn't make sense for me to do half an hour to 40, maybe 50-minute updates every day on the progress of the book. I could do a sort of an update at the end of next week as to where things are, um, with some pictures. I gotta wonder if there's a way to add photographs or still images into this live stream that I can bring up on the side here or something like that, um, and show it to people. Like, show a couple of still images. Maybe I'll just have to print them out. I don't know. Um, I think there's got to be a way to do this. It can't just be like, I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. Um, but I'm probably going to have to figure it out anyway for next week if I'm going to do animation. And I wonder if at the chat feature, yeah, it doesn't look like there's an obvious way to do like a summary at the top. Like if I wanted to take an excerpt from this book, or next week I wanted to do an excerpt from the script for the animation that I want to play with, um, and post it so that people can see. I don't know. I don't know enough about the live stream. I'm learning as I'm going, and I'm hoping there's something interesting happening here. I will have to do some research, and I think I'll try to do a little outreach to some other people in communities, and I may end up changing the time frame for this. I don't know. No, 9:30, 9 to 9:30 seems like a good East Coast time, United States seems like a good time frame for my schedule. I'll have to I think I want to do this more during the afternoon time frame, but that's usually when I have things scheduled, like doctor's appointments or stuff like that. So it's more likely I'll miss one of these updates. There is the there's a feature that lets you broadcast an upcoming. It gives you a I don't want to say preview, but it gives you a sort of a heads up that a coming live stream is coming and at what time. I may try to use that for the first one on the animation, which should be tomorrow night. And then tomorrow, tomorrow is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. What do you think? Like a Saturday update for the progress of everything? And then what's the last day of the month? It's like Thursday. That's an awkward way to do that. I hadn't really thought all of this all the way through yet. All right, so what I'm thinking of is how about Sunday update for the week? It seems fair enough. So a Sunday update, Sunday evening update on the progress of everything would mean you would get an update for the book on Sunday, the 13th. Oh no. No, 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 no. I'm hosting a board game playtest and design group that's not going to be live. And I'll be there till, well, I mean, that I'll be somewhere else. So I guess I can update from there, and that should be over around 9. And I can use the internet there to broadcast. So maybe, yeah. Sunday will be a double long one, I guess, where I do update on how I'm doing on the animation, and then start at 9ish. Well, no, it's probably going to take me some time to get the people that I'm working with finished for the evening and everybody on their way, and then get started with my live stream. So I would say 9:30 from where I am. Update the process, the animation week, and then following that, a update for the book. That seems fair. That seems like I could do that. And then again on the 20th, I'll do another update on the book and the animation if it needs it. The animation should be done on the 15th, hopefully. And then the 27th should be the update first on the board game. Any necessary updates to the animation and the book after that. Right? Let's see. So this week, Tuesday, starts animation. Next Tuesday starts the board game. And then product or service starts on the 22nd. Updates up through the 29th. And then up to the 28th, and 29th starts food week. And so the 27th would more or less be summary of uh, the book with, if I can get it to publish by that date, um, or it'll be available 4 days after that, hopefully. Um, and if not, I've got the rest of, I could do February, be food, art or music, video games starts on the, I think that's the 12th of February. And then finishes on the 19th, and maybe use the last 5 days up to the 24th of February to be updating all the ones in progress, tidying them up, and then hopefully I will start on a Monday, a day that makes far more sense, um, with the next cycle of live streamed projects. I built a kind of a list of. I'm trying to think if the next one, and I'll have to dig it up, but I think the next cycle has it started out as a. Did I go straight for fiction book, or did I go for like a coffee table book? I kind of want to explore all the kinds of ways you can do different things. It's about exploring different ways to do things as much for me as it is for sharing with other people and encouraging them to do them as well. Um, yeah, so updates on book are going to be a little more spread out now because we're in the not very like I wanted to say like not cinematic work, but I mean this isn't cinematic either. This is me sitting under terrible lighting with a horrible background using a crappy camera, a webcam. So this is not cinematic either. This is not high quality content. Um, but I do feel like this is a process that I kind of want to expand on, and I'll get better at it as I do it. I'll get a sense for what goes and what doesn't go. I I may end up doing this kind of thing earlier in the day as we go forward. But for right now, let's keep it in the evening, and I will do a one of those announcements. I forget what they call them. You can announce ahead of time that you're going to go live at such and such a time with such and such a content. And I think I'll announce any changes I make to that time frame. So for right now, 9:30 seems like a good chunk of where I'm going to end up doing it. Oh, did I do 9:30 tonight? Wow, it's 10:30, and I no, it's 10:26, and I've been doing this for 25 minutes. So apparently, I got started late tonight. That's what I get for helping somebody set up a piece of uh, electronic music kit. Sorry about that if you're catching this late. And as always, everything will go into the live stream archives. And like, I got a comment last night or the night before. Somebody discussing the topic of funding for YouTube channels being difficult after the adpocalypse and the Patreon going protective on their content. And I don't know that I will fund any of this through Patreon. I don't know. I'll debate some of that. And maybe, like, I'm trying to think about, like, the book for me, publishing that through like a ebook publisher or something like that. It makes it possible for me to get money from this book sales and not have to do some other monetary gain through my YouTube channel. I kind of want it to just be freely accessible YouTube content. I don't want to make people feel like they have to pay for the like this. This isn't like where I'm looking to get any money. Can you see my hand? There we go. I might want to get a rise out of my seat here. The sitting arrangement here isn't exactly perfect. But for the book, that's possible. For the animation, I may have to go through Patreon. There are fewer ways to monetize like animation or movies. There are a few ways where I could make a digital download video content available as a file that you purchase, and there are sites you can do that through. To me, half the fun of doing something video is getting it seen, not how much I get paid for what I made. And I'm not I'm not making any money off of this. This is I do this because I'm passionate about creativity, encouraging other people and giving them prompts and ideas, and like I love sitting in a room with creative people and somebody says like I'm doing this thing and it's kind of stupid. I go, oh, I love that idea. If you did this with it, and they go, oh, I love to see somebody go running with an idea that I played with. It's like sharing your toys as a kid. You can sit in a corner all by yourself and play with your toys and amuse yourself, and that's good. But when you're playing with other people and you share and exchange toys and you make a cooperative narrative, uh, um, or build a structure that the two of you build together, to me, that's more interesting. That's more fun. And I want to do more of that. Making an animation or a video and then making somebody pay to get it, that's not what I want to do. And so, like, Patreon is sort of a way of supporting a creator's creations without having Patreon that I'm still kind of hashing out in my head. I may just set up the account and get some practice with it right now. But like, one of the things I've thought about doing is partly for the recorded videos, the recorded and edited videos. I do the book, movie, board game, product or service, taste test, music or visual arts, and video game stuff each week. I do two per week, two of each of those. Or two, basically, every month is about 4 weeks long. The first half of the week is one of those. The second half of the week is another one of those. And so I go through 8 categories of content in a month. Now, the books I read, the movies I watch, the games I play, I've thought about, building a list of the ones I currently have on my to watch, to read, to play lists. Um, and I thought about, like, if a Patreon supporter actually, if I were to set up a Patreon account, Patreon supporters get to be the ones who vote to see which one I do next or recommend ones for me to get to look into. Um, I I'm going back and forth on that one a little bit because I kind of want to be able to say, like, the comment section of some of these videos should also be an area where feedback is um, gained, communication back and forth happens. Because I don't want it to. I don't want it to, like, again. I want to play with my toys, my ideas, my props, my books, my music, my games. I want to play with them in a way that lets me share the experience of playing with them with other people. And I don't want to charge a ticket price for admission to do that. And I feel like there's an aspect of this where if I do a Patreon account and your ability to interact is dependent on you being a patron, I think that circumvents that free and open play feel. So I have to figure that out. And I have to figure that out this coming week, I guess, because if I'm going to be doing video animation content, I got to figure it out. Um, yeah, so book-wise, updates. The next update on the book will be on Sunday. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. And then I guess I will see anybody who's interested tomorrow at 9:30 for day 1 of creating an animated video. I guess I'll brainstorm up an idea tomorrow night for and on live stream. If anybody wants to participate and uh, challenge me to create a piece of work on one thing or another, I'm game for that. And I will see you then. We're at 33 minutes now. This was less about the book, unfortunately, but I am kind of at that point where the book is at the point where it's just keyboard work. There's nothing to talk about. Alrighty. I will see you tomorrow.